welcome to the last.
Damn it!
We are the Ninja Legion. I am P-Chan.
Cecil Blade.
And Spider.
And first up, we have Console Wars. Basically, we're all fanboys, as we're always going to be. But we all have our specific allegiances to different consoles. P-Chan is a really big Xbox fan. Cecil has always been a Sony fanboy to his...
Unfortunately, we're on PC.
Yeah.
I thought we're.
Typically, our PC guy is Model D, and our Nintendo guy, the only guy playing a Wii U right now, is Huxtable. But he's not here right now, so basically our top topic is E3. Really, this has been a slow E3. There haven't really been any big highlights. It's all been what you won't see at E3 this year.
Exactly.
Which starts tomorrow. So.
Exactly, obviously. Yeah, we are doing this the day before E3.
Yeah.
Give it a date. It's the 8th of June. It's for 2014.
Yeah, for 2014.
Yes.
Because, the video won't be dated or anything.
Well, when's the last time you looked at a date on YouTube?
Rarely.
Yeah, I was about to say, actually never.
If it was relevant to the topic, then maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this is Spider. But yeah, I mean, this seems to be E3 at one point in time was bigger than San Diego Comic-Con. People don't like to say that out loud, but it was. But now it's become this platform where it's really not what you bring to the table. It used to be where everyone showed their hand. Say, oh yeah, we're going to do better than Nintendo, or Sony saying they're going to have the next JRPG, or they're bringing something from Japan. And at this point, all we heard this year, up to this point, was, yeah, we're not going to be there, or no, we're not going to bring this year.
Yeah.
I mean, but really, will we be excited by anything? Because every bit of information we could get from it is being leaked anyway, weeks in advance.
Well, I think we ought to take a look at last year's E3.
Do you remember too much about last year's E3?
Not really.
Me neither.
However, now let's throw this. What did they say they were going to do last year? They introduced Mega Man for Smash Brothers. That was a big E3 thing.
Was a huge one, yeah.
A huge.
Wasn't that E3? Feels like it wasn't a year ago.
I know, but it was E3.
Yeah, wow.
It was E3.
And the game's still not out.
And you ready for this?
Coming out soon.
The
Yeah.
game's not out.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
And
it's
the other
been
game,
a year,
the
and
other
we haven't
game they
gotten it.
discussed was Mario Kart, which came out last week.
True. Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced last year.
But that's not even anywhere in sight.
No, they
Yeah.
told us Last Guardian, they showed another video for it, though that's been, 2 years? And
So, I mean, and
Yeah, but that which was canceled but not canceled.
canceled but not canceled, yeah.
I
Sorry,
feel like
not
this
sorry.
is sort of representative of the current gaming environment, that there's just not a lot of excitement in the gaming community
No.
right now. There's so little coming out.
Mhm.
It's so spread out, and we know about it so far ahead of time that by the time we actually hit a game that we may have been excited for, we've just lost all enthusiasm.
We're going to call it the Watchdog effect.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I mean
Who's played
that's
Watch Dog?
I haven't. I have some friends who've played it, and they're just like, it's really not anything special.
Everyone's underwhelmed. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be, besides Titanfall, the big title.
And you can go back to Titanfall. We were all excited. We were all hooked into it. And I'm sorry, but when's the last time you picked up Titanfall?
last night.
Well, you normally pick up
I need my
Titanfall.
fix. I will
Yeah.
fully admit I played Child of Light, which was fantastic. Black Flag.
I
Assassin's
love Black
Creed.
Flag, yeah.
Yeah, funny story. It deleted my file, which is my gripe with the Xbox One right now. It has my timestamp of 18 hours and 20 minutes and all my achievements, but my actual save file is gone.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, so I'm a little...
That's
Weird.
what we call that in the industry is a undocumented feature.
So yeah,
The
not
K
happy about that.
bug.
But other than that, the Xbox One hasn't lived up, just like a lot of the games they're putting out, hasn't lived up to my standards. It's a $500 piece of machinery that
Well,
I'm not
I mean,
getting any
that I mostly use to watch TV and
Netflix. Yeah, it's a Blu-ray
actually,
player, Netflix player.
let's throw that out there because I believe last year E3 they announced that they were going to do a bundle with the Kinect without the Kinect, which
Yeah.
just came out 2 weeks ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which they
For
said
free-
they'd never do because the Kinect was integral
Yeah,
to the entire
but now it
experience.
can be
And
disconnected.
now-
Well, think about how much stuff they backtracked on since E3 last year too, with when
Well,
it comes
yeah.
to Xbox, because they got scared. The PS4 pre-orders just outshot them by so much,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "We're sorry, we take it all back."
Yeah, they took away their
True.
DMR. They took away their always on. They took
Yeah.
away. They took away a lot. However, the one thing that no one's really taken notice, and I wonder if they're going to make it highlight it here at E3, is the turning down of the old generation.
Yeah.
All the DLC is going away off the PlayStation Network.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know what on the Xbox Live side.
The Xbox Live is still pretty much supporting everything across the board. Because mainly, to be honest with you, there's not anything going on with the Xbox One that would have to devote their time.
Yeah.
I mean, I have just about every big title for it, and I'm not blown away. I've been playing Titanfall pretty religiously.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm probably going to pick up Watch Dogs and the new Castle Wolfenstein, which looks phenomenal. But again, I'm underwhelmed. Nothing in the industry, they're going, well, this is just a turn down point. I'm like, well, no, the thing's been out since November,
And you still got nothing,
and I
really.
still got nothing.
Half the games that we've been excited to have come out, they've pushed back till
They pushed back.
2015.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. So now I get to sit on this console
So-
for another how many months and hope that something
You basically
may come out that I
had
want to play
the two big titans push out their consoles early,
with no games ready.
Yep.
and the games go, we can't do this.
Yeah, they would have been better off just waiting another year to release the console when there actually may have been some games.
And to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I was still playing the 360 every day.
up until the Xbox One came out, yeah.
And
Well-
on that note, the Xbox One, the apps, all the apps I had on my 360,
You can't get all of them on
no,
the
I
Xbox
paid
One.
for premium Crunchyroll, which that Netflix
You can't get on.
You
Yeah,
can't
but they
get it.
just put HBO Go last week on Xbox One.
Yeah, but that's really good for the Game of Thrones fans. But the rest of us who do stuff,
I understand
like-
that, but I'm just going to show you. They're that far behind.
oh yeah, it's pathetic. I mean,
At least there's Netflix.
you would think
I
you'd
know.
be able to easily take the apps you had on the 360 and just transfer that. It's all Xbox Live, and they refuse to. They don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's hilarious.
they basically talk about things that are so far in advance that next E3 and the following E3, they're still going to be talking about the same damn thing.
True. What was it?
Likely, yeah.
Adam Sessler put it the best way I've ever heard. He goes, innovation is great. The
Mhm.
world needs more innovation, and by all means, give us new and better and faster and prettier, but don't tell me you're going to reinvent the wheel when you have square wheels right now, basically. Like, you can't tell me you're going to perfect something. You didn't do tremendously well the last time. You were getting to that point. The 360 had finally gotten near its full potential, like the PlayStation 3. It was getting towards its full potential after being out, 6-7 years?
Yeah.
It finally got to the point it should have been when it first launched. That's why consoles need that longevity. But now we're sitting at the start line with these next-gen consoles and not doing anything. And I hate to admit it, but the Wii U does exactly what a home console is supposed to do. It allows you to have a really good single-player experience.
I will give you that.
The-
I will have to give Nintendo that right
Yeah.
now.
And people knock
On
them for
either
it in this day and
platform.
age. Yeah.
The 3DS or the Wii U.
Yeah, I love my 3DS. I use it all the time.
I borrowed one just to play Cliff. Let me borrow his so I could play Bravely Default.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I want to play it. I still haven't got around to a 3DS
And,
yet.
and that's one of the things, like, as someone who plays a lot of single player games and isn't a huge online gamer, handheld's kind of the way to go.
Yeah. That's
Because
that's where
there's
the,
such focus on online multiplayer for console games.
well, I mean,
The single player experience is
It's
generally
lost.
watered down
Yeah.
because of it.
I mean, the last time I had a really, really good single player experience was Tomb Raider.
actually on the Vita, Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush?
Yeah,
Like, story-driven, dynamic characters.
it was great,
pretty
but
good
it was
gameplay.
Studio Japan, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
they're gonna produce some really in-depth
It's
stuff.
like the whole RPGs are like the backbone of gaming, and
But-
everybody.
At least for Sony. That's,
Well,
that's the biggest thing they've got going for them.
True, but there seems to be some headway.
What I like to see a focus on E3 this year, and I don't know if they'll talk about it this year or the following E3, is one, PC is making a hell of a comeback. One, they got to address the subject of net neutrality, which I'm going to do another segment on what that means
Yeah.
to us nerds.
Oh yeah, it affects the hell out of us.
But the other thing that people aren't seeing is look what's come out. Xbox One controllers can now be used on your computer
On the
now.
PC, yes.
That just happened last week. But then you now have somebody has come out with a true Steam competitor. It's a
Really?
whole new platform.
It's not the Amazon.
No,
thing?
it's not the Amazon Fire.
Okay.
I forgot what it was called. It's not the Bumble package
Humble
thing.
bundle.
Yeah. They've come out with it and everybody's going, this is a true Steam competitor. And that's been what, 13, 14 years since anybody can compete with Steam.
True.
Yeah.
They just released all those Steam boxes, and who do you know owns one?
I don't know a
Not-
single
not a
person
single-
own
Not a
one.
single soul.
And do you hear anything about them?
Nope. They
Nope.
dropped it, said it would change the landscape of gaming, and they dropped and put the price on there, and no one has heard from them.
You know
since.
who else said that? Ouya.
Yeah.
And I
that's
haven't
true.
seen shit.
Actually, Ouya. We use it as a streaming box, like a Roku box at the house.
Yeah, that's
all
about
it's
that's
good
about
for.
good. Or retro gaming.
Yeah, retro gaming.
Or your emulators.
Yeah, it's good for.
But
that.
the controller sucks.
It does suck.
Just
The best
plug
thing about
in
a
my
Ouya
own
is when it
system.
turns on, it goes Ouya. It gets me every time. That's it. Other than that, it is a bronze paperweight. And they tell you that was going to revolutionize the way we do gaming, and I'm like,
Well, I mean, it was
I feel
supposed.
like that's the claim of everybody that releases any kind of console, though. This is going to revolutionize gaming and
well,
try to hype up and try to get people excited, and it's just like, meh.
Cecil and I used to say, like, the Ouya would have been the perfect, like, developers
It is.
platform.
Absolutely.
Like, if they put out specific mods for it and the tools to create your own RPGs or just teach people how to develop games, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Every college in America would buy 50 of these.
Well,
damn
I mean,
things.
you can get the dev kit for like $150 for the Ouya. However, you can get the dev kits for any of them. 3DS would be about $350. You need a dev kit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unreal does the same thing
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. However, the problem is you get these indie gamers. Okay, and they're a shop of 3 to 5 people max, give or
Generally.
take.
Yeah.
There's no QA, and that we see
Yeah.
that problem in the big boys. Their
Yeah.
QA is just it's broke, patch
Yeah.
after they release. That's their QA.
Yeah.
But these guys, they don't have. You get a couple hundred people interested in the game because it's hot on Ouya,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't function right for most of those people, it's going to be dropped.
Yeah.
And even if they do fix it,
You don't have
It's
time
too
for
they
it.
late.
don't, it's
Yeah.
too late. You're done.
I mean, we still have that project running here at the Ninja Legion. We'd like to do a game here, patch some stuff together. But like any project you have, there's time consuming, and doing broadcasts is time consuming itself, and work and money. And it'll get done. It'll be a fun little side project, but it's just now I know why, as we had talked about before, developers have a hard time meeting halfway consumers.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of that every day, especially with games. Like, well, we wanted to do this. Well, if developers listen to everything us as gamers wanted, they never accomplish anything.
Yeah. I mean,
But
the head of Pokemon said it best.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we put everything, you wanted it, you asked for us in a game, we'd have, one game that has all the Pokemon regions, but only the original 151 Pokemon. And he's like, when we get suggestions from you, we read them out loud to our staff and then laugh at
and
you.
laugh at you.
And I mean, to a certain point, like, yeah, I get it. You can't. You're never gonna make everybody happy.
No,
Mm-hmm.
But
no,
you
it's
do need to take some feedback. I
true.
guess.
I mean, but I think the problem right now is where it used to be small group developers, but they're all being absorbed by big
Oh.
Activisions or EAs,
Yeah.
and they don't care.
No, those companies just do not care at all.
Well, when we had like the original Naughty Dog and Insomniac game, they would tell you, well, this is what we liked playing when we were, actually still gaming, and they gave us Ratchet and Clank and
Mm-hmm.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And they gave us games worth playing. But now that these big companies have absorbed them, we're like, well, we'd like to do this. No, we know what you want. You want another Modern Warfare. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
we
no,
need to
I
crank out a Call of Duty every single year because people are going to lose interest if we don't give them one.
Oh,
That's
All
the
time.
Activision
The worst
mentality.
perpetrator of
It's-
all time is Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed. That
Yeah.
has gotten out
True.
of hand.
That has.
But
Although
guess-
I will have to say, Black Flag they did a good number on.
True.
They really went back to their roots with.
I
and
enjoyed it.
I almost feel like part of that's the Madden mentality.
Mhm.
Oh god,
They
yeah.
see that there has been a Madden game every single year, and people will line up to buy Madden every single year,
still
even if
don't
it's not
understand.
different. Even if it's like maybe a little tweak or a slight skin change, or oh look, there's like a handful of new players.
There's a hit stick.
Half the stuff that they have in there, like they can do with patches.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They could give you okay, here's the new rosters for this team in a patch, or as DLC, but they don't. They charge you $60 every year for basically the same game, and they're like, all right, well those people are willing to do it. Why not the rest of the gaming community?
Yeah.
And they're like, let's do that.
Go ahead and do it.
I mean, we've seen them run franchises into the ground. You know, Guitar Hero.
I would love to see them.
That could still be around, but they released like 12 games in the span of like 6 months.
And I miss those type of peripherals. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I'd really like to play some DDR.
Yeah,
But they ran it into the ground with the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
yeah. There were so many games they released for the PS2, and the problem is there's no peripheral support even then. When they went to like the Xbox or the Xbox 360 and the PS2, they pretty much were just like, yeah, we give up.
Yeah.
Like, the pads that are available for them are either garbage or ridiculously
I
expensive.
had a red Octane, was like
And-
$100. So
And they can, well, yeah, that's what I had too, but
Yeah.
I
have
loved
a-
it.
Cobalt flux pad in the garage.
Yeah.
oh, it's metal.
And-
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
it's
then
heavy.
the other issue with that, they took something that people loved playing as it was, and were like, well, we need to Americanize it.
And that
And
killed
they
it.
replaced all of the DDR songs that people liked and enjoyed playing with American pop music that everyone's like,
Everybody hates. Yeah. Well, the people playing it, like you said, DDR, we're all J-pop fans anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the people that would complain, oh, well, we want modern music, are the type of people that get bored with a song after a month or two.
Yeah.
Right.
So at that point, they're like, oh, cool, we have this song, but that was popular, 6 months ago. We don't care anymore. We don't want to hear that.
I'd still love to be able to take Rock Band and just throw that on the Xbox One and just give me an updated playlist. Just keep selling
Yeah.
that back to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love
I would
playing
kill
Rock
that.
Band.
I would kill for
miss
that.
it.
Wow, actually, while you guys on it, we're put the projector out in the garage here. We're gonna fire that back up in a
Good.
couple
Completely
weekends.
okay with that.
But what do you want to see at E3? Since we're coming up on our last few minutes here, what do you want them to see? I know I want them to see to address some critical issues that's coming up. What that mean? Like net neutrality. Is Xbox Live going to double up in price? Is the PlayStation
And
Network
it
going to
just went
double up in price?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What happens to Xbox Live if you're on Comcast and they say you want gaming power? You got to pay
For a
the
gaming
$10
package.
tier, and then Xbox has got to pay
Comcast
another
X
friggin'
money.
yeah. You know.
I mean, I guess the only good thing that we're seeing there, at least like some of the features that used to be Xbox Gold only,
Yeah.
have gone to like, all right, as long as you have an Xbox Live account, you can
yeah.
do Netflix.
Which is way
Oh,
better
see,
than it used to be.
that's great because
they've
for the longest
taken
time
that,
I used to be silver.
Yeah.
and they've taken that step now where they're like, all right, well, we're going to give you access to all this stuff, but with the net neutrality, are they going to go back on that? Or are they going to be like, all right, well, if you're going to be using
These
this, you're
services.
going to have to pay, us more. I wouldn't pay $120 a year for Xbox Gold. I'm sorry, like $60 already is stretching it.
I'm sorry, but I mean,
Yeah.
when we post Amazon's got Xbox Live for half off,
We all hit that shit.
we
all
all-
hit it.
we all do it.
$30 done.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I think I paid $40 for my last year that I got of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. I think 30 or 40 because
Yeah.
Cliff put. But Amazon Prime did the same thing. Went from 79 to 99.
Yes, it did jump that, but I mean, I can
I got grandfathered in.
I can sit down because I've been a Prime member for 3 years. I can sit down and go, I can justify that price hike because
Oh,
I get Amazon Instant Video for free.
Yeah.
I mean, shipping cost alone,
Free shipping if you order online.
free
a lot,
2-day
yeah.
shipping that
Well,
pays for
until
itself.
they until they build that
But
warehouse here.
Yeah,
I guess
then
we're-
we get taxed.
But I guess that's off topic now going into that.
Right.
But
Well, at E3, I personally would like to see them address the whole DRM thing. Because I lost a lot of content when I went from 360 to
To one.
I'm talking Mass Effect, Tomb Raider game, all these I downloaded onto it that unless I kept the system, I don't retain that. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
just SOL.
Again, I think I brought this up a couple weeks ago with you guys. They keep updating these systems for 360 and PlayStation 3 to meet the new OS on the 1 and the 4.
Then they don't support it.
Well,
Not that they don't
eventually,
support it.
eventually, the hardware, the older hardware, is going to get to a point where it can't run the new operating system, and it's just going to crawl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you essentially going to end up bricking your old
My
OS.
360 was
through the
doing that
updates.
before when the 1 came out.
Mm-hmm.
My 360 was doing that.
Yeah, it happened a few times.
I played Crunchyroll, it would cut itself out or wouldn't let me load. I'd have to relog and everything. Or play Battlefield, and it would chug along and then kick me out.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I jumped to the 1, like a week later, fine. Never have a problem with it. But they tell you, oh, we're going to still support the 360 up to a certain amount of time. I'd like to see them address that. If you want backward support, give me backward support. Don't tell me you're going to and then like do like Sony's doing and just shut stuff down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys brought up valid points, like things, definitely major issues that need to be addressed within the gaming community. It's interesting to see that Nintendo is choosing to just not do E3.
Yeah, that
They're
was an interesting turn.
They just straight up like, we're not doing E3. We're just going to do our own thing. We're going to tell you about the new stuff that we have coming out, but we're not doing E3 this year.
I'm completely okay with that because
Yeah, I'm fine too.
most years they release stuff. I'm always like that. You spend all this money to be here and that's it.
Nintendo also is pretty good about keeping up the releases.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
that's
you also
one of
got
the things.
you got to
Like,
look
yeah,
at
Mario Kart-
Nintendo from a different perspective. They have reported millions of losses in the last 6 quarters.
Yeah.
Massive millions of losses.
Well, their
I mean,
regional
they just-
president just told you he dropped like half his salary just to make the numbers even.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
Well,
I mean,
they killed Nintendo Power.
which was
Passing.
heartbreaking. I mean, I've read Nintendo Power since I was a child. I remember the first issue.
I remember when I first got Nintendo Power, it came with a copy of Dragon Warrior.
yeah, we talked about that
Yeah.
last.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Taps for Nintendo Power.
But
I guess, I mean, we kind of have to just wait and see what happens and check the coverage throughout the week, see what they announce, see what.
Oh, we'll definitely do updates.
See if they actually bring up any of those issues that we're talking about and not just try to go, hey, look what we have coming out in 2 years.
pretty,
Yeah.
shiny,
Like, I don't need to see a trailer for a game that I'm not going to see for, another
3 years.
2 or 3 years.
Summer 2015.
That's great, but again,
Technically, we're about
don't get us excited for something that we're not gonna get for a while.
You know the trailers are coming, right?
Oh,
E3 2015. Coming in the year 2020. You know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know we're supposed to be talking about E3, but I guess one little thing. Pre E3, we got the Mortal Kombat trailer.
Oh
10.
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yes.
I'm sure
Mortal Kombat 10. I can't wait. And if the trailer is as good, if the game is as good as the trailer, excuse me.
I'm really hoping like the 2D, the side by side fighting aspect of that trailer is actually in game.
Well,
I'm hoping.
I
that
mean,
was
they
actually in
they
game.
kept that in the last Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
game.
Right.
They kept the 2D thing because
That's Mortal Kombat.
that's Mortal Kombat. That's what the game's always been. They don't need to reinvent it. And the last one wasn't terrible.
No.
But I kind of hope they use the stage, like how he flipped on the tree branch and stuff.
Oh, yeah, a little bit more. Because
Yeah.
there was a little bit of that in the last one, but not a lot. And maybe they were just testing the waters, but it looks like they're trying to expand upon what they did the last time around. And if they do that, it should make for a solid game.
Absolutely.
I'm not a huge fighter person. Like, I'm not a hardcore fighting game, like, know all the combos.
We're not Cliff.
But it's fun to pick up every once in a while if you don't play with that one person who is the hardcore fighting game person.
yeah.
Like Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or,
I enjoy sitting around with the
Neko.
guys and we.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have made Neko mad a few fighting games.
I've heard people have made him rage
Didn't he
quit.
rage quit?
He
Yeah,
did.
he's rage quit with me quite a few times.
Button smashing. I quit. I'm going home. Screw you guys.
So,
So, I thank you for joining us on the very first edition of Console Wars.
No, thank you.
It will get a bit more heated as we get past E3.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
there'll
think
be
that's
a
even
lot to
strong
talk
enough
about
word.
next time.
Yeah. Well, we are the Ninja Legion. I am P-Chan.
I'm Cecil Blade.
And I'm Spider.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.